So what we do mostly is market intelligence, product marketing, research, and content marketing. So I got the topic just a couple of days ago, and I sort of realized that what I'm supposed to talk about is what we have already searched for online. So I'm supposed to talk about how hustling, one hustle is not enough. And I think it's what basically everybody in Nigeria knows, especially very first born like me. You know how it goes. So if you're either a salary earner or self-employed or looking to become employed, you're trying to combine so many things, your job, freelancing, and a couple of things together. But what I want to do for us today, or with us today, is to show you a background of earnings in Nigeria, show you a background of what's going to be important for us in the next few years in improving our skills and kind of things we should look out for. Now, this is a research done by the NBS, it was the National Bureau of Statistics last year. So it's sort of like a state-by-state breakdown of salary earners in Nigeria. So what you have from Lagos, you have Abuja. So it's everything you have there is calculated by dollars. So, and if you look at people who live in Lagos and people who live in Abuja, that's where you have the highest number of people who earn more than 2.9 million per year. And then followed by that, you have the Southeast, then followed by those in the North. So you have places like Delta. So from Lagos and Abuja, you have those who earn about more than $8,000. So if you do a breakdown, that's 2.9 million. So then you followed by those in the Southeast, South, then some parts of Southeast as well. So you have Delta, Akwa Ibom, Rivers. Then you have places like Imo, Benue, Nasarawa, Ekiti, Ondo, Oshun. Then you followed by Ebonyi. But the issue is that it gets worse the further you go to the north. But the difference you have here is that those you have living in Lagos and those you have living in Abuja is based on a literacy rate. Now, the literacy rate also expands to Imo State as well, because Imo State has the highest, basically if you compare Imo and Lagos and Abuja, we have one of the highest literacy rates in Nigeria. But the differences between Imo, Lagos, and Abuja is number one, skill, and the capital investment. I grew up in Ondo State. Ondo State is a civil servant state. So you wake up in the morning, you're going to either the market, local government, ministry, or the school. You're waiting for your salary at the end of the month. That's all. But you have these civil servants also having a shop, a stall in the market. You have a teacher who would ride a bike. We call it major in Ondo State. You ride a bike from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Maybe you can make as much as 3,000 in a day. And then from 9 till 4, you're back in your ministry. Then after 4, you're back to your bike riding. Next slide, please. So I just want to do a bit of introduction to salary earners now in some of the states. Next, okay, sorry, that would be me, apologies. So, now this is, Abuja, this is Lagos, this is Delta, and that's Imo State. Now, based on the research by mysalary.com, between 2018 and 2019, the average salary earner in Abuja earns 153,000 naira per month. Followed by Lagos, 143, followed by Delta, and then Imo State, that's 90,000 average. But that's salary. We're not still going into people who own businesses. That's a different conversation. So then you have the cash bonus, profit sharing, sales commission, like that split all around. So at the end of the day, that's where you get the figure that we indicated earlier. Okay, now we go to our mothers and fathers and brothers. Now, if you remember what I said initially about skills, The issue we have mostly with employment in Nigeria is that we all go to schools. We come out with our BA, with our BSc. But how do we apply this degree? Can you walk into a company, any company at all, and tell them, this is what I have to deliver, this is what I've learned, this is what I have to deliver? And the employer would say, okay, you are what we've been missing. I remember when I was in school that my BA was linguistics. I wanted to become a PR consultant. But initially, I just wanted to do a bit of journalism. I had a friend who would tell me, when she sees me, she calls me Yoruba. Because from my third year to my fourth year, on Yoruba. So then, Yoruba was not something that would do anything for me. So she felt that for the 4 years, I was just wasting my time trying to get a degree. And then we had those trying to study philosophy, those trying to study CRS, that's Christian Religious Studies. You have those who are trying to study English. But the point is, apart from the degree you have, what else can you do? So if you have a BA, and then you go back to the same Mondose that I talked about, you are definitely, probably, but highly probably going to work as an English teacher. If I go now, I still see a couple of my friends who are either teacher, basically going through the same cycle, either a teacher or riding a bike. Because as soon as we get out of the school, we box ourselves into, okay, I have a degree now, I have to start working, but no need to improve ourselves. So acquiring the right skill and qualification can put you in a more advantaged position and can help you increase your earning power. Now, the previous figure I showed you about those earning 2.9 million per month, we all probably went to the same school. Unilag, Ado-Ekiti, Adekunle Ajashin, whoever. But the difference that always matters is what else can you offer apart from your degree, because the employer is not going to eat your degree. Secondly is the people that actually earn well in Nigeria are educated people who are fully employed at skill-intensive jobs. So you are not just employed. Your skill, your mental abilities are very, very important to your employer. And where I'm heading to is this. The fact that you're employed to someone doesn't mean you cannot do something else outside your company. So you can be a PR person, you can be a journalist, you can be a writer, you can be a marketer. Or on a weekend, you can still work for other people, which is how you can increase your salary base. So living well, because the point of doing this is basically trying to live well. This is why we work. Now, you have a good and comfortable apartment. That's one. Doesn't matter where it is. Either VI, or Oshodi, or Bagada. As long as you're secured, you can open your door and nobody has busted in. You can close your gate at any time you want. You can come out anytime you want. Secondly, you should be able to avoid healthy feeding habits. Now, some of us, apart from the feed farm people, if you want to eat 4 times a day, can you do that for yourself? Do you want to eat 3 times a day? If you decide to eat once a day, that's because you decided to eat once a day. Number 3 is you should be able to provide good and clean water supply. Number 4, you should be able to access good health care. And number 5, you should be able to buy the things you need. And sometimes the things you want. Now, we normally say, okay, I'm earning 150,000 naira per month, and I'm sending 50,000 naira home. I'm paying 150,000 naira as part of my school fees. The remaining 50,000 naira, I'm sending 20,000 to my brother, 30,000 naira for myself. So how do I spend this 30,000 naira within the next 30 days? So 1,000 naira per day. Transportation, feeding, forget savings. Subscription, Netflix, DSTV, GoTV. At least you go watch football. So the point is, apart from your salary, you need to be able to make yourself valuable for other people. Apart from your employer, even if you are not employed, can you gain a skill that you can walk into any office and tell them what you have to offer. Can you do a pitch for yourself? Walk into a place and tell them, I want to sell your product. I want to open you to a new customer base. I want to introduce you to a new set of people. For example, that was the conversation we had last year about how a couple of these online shops, online platforms, Jumia, Konga, and the rest, are so focused on Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt that what about the youth in other states? I was having that discussion with a friend, and the friend explained to me everything he would be able to do. So I said, "Okay, go and do this pitch now. I better give them one job, the good one." Because he felt someone else was already thinking about that thing. But I said, "No, I've worked with this guy. We've done a couple of pitches to them. You are bringing a new idea. Go and do this pitch. Don't worry. I hope he's still going to do it." But what he explained to me that day, I did not, because if I decided to do that pitch by myself, he would know because he told me. And if Jumia decided to go ahead with that pitch, he would know I stole from him. So that's why I didn't do it. But it was a new, it gave me strategy, it gave me examples of people he would talk to, gave me the things he would sell in those schools. Like, for example, I'll go to Ado-Ekiti, I'll go to Port Harcourt, go to Abuja, go to this, and you want to shop, this is what we sell. Do you want these things to be delivered to you? Instead of going to the market, these are the things we have to offer. He explained everything. But the point is, like one of the speakers said, if you're going to do anything, do it now. But secondly, do you have the skill to actually pull that thing through? Another part of this is, okay, let me just steal. There was a research that was done last year where they compared salary increment from the past 4 years, and they realized all across the country, those who were earning salaries, the salary increment has focused between 5% and 8%. And you need to count the recession that we've gone through so far. So it's basically, the more the recession is going higher, salary is basically remaining. So even if you're earning 50,000 extra, that 50,000 extra is going into something else. So it's basically stagnant. So the point of this is you cannot depend on your salary. And if you have a business of your own by yourself, for yourself, you cannot focus on just a single client. You can focus on, okay, a particular state, this is the state I'm going to focus on. No, you can't do that. You have to be able to expand your customer base. So, the second one is the cost of living keeps rising, prices of food, I think we know this already. And then extended family responsibility. So father, mother, cousin, nephew, grandparents, nieces, your in-law, someone, you know the list. If you're a Yoruba person, you know how it works. People you've never met for years just call you, oh, we know you have a job now. Can you send me something? You will, if you don't want them to call a meeting over your head by December, send that money. So when you think of these things, you need to double your hustle. Okay, so, sorry, so I don't go over my time. So I think we already covered most of this. It's bad to have your eggs in one basket. You'll be in a bad shape if that mainstream income happens to go away. So it goes back to what we said before about having one single job, having a single job and depending on that. So what happens if you lose that job? Side hustle also helps to broaden your skill set, which actually makes you more valuable to your employer. So, beginning your side hustle, what special skill do you have? Product design and marketing? Are you good at crafting designs? Are you good at teaching? Art and craft? Playing musical instruments? Are you good at software? And you know what's happening on social media now. You know what a lot of companies are depending on. Everybody is moving to social media and technology. But the problem is the literacy rates in Nigeria, what we can access in most schools in Nigeria, are not up to par. There are some people I graduated with a couple of years ago. You did computer studies, and for once, you are never allowed to touch a computer for 4 years. So you have someone who studied computer tech for 4 years and then has to go to a cafe to learn how to use a computer. So the issue is a lot of companies, banking, fintech is one of the biggest things in Nigeria right now. But the skill in there is very, very lacking. Very lacking. Teaching is another thing. Graphics design is another thing. Social media management is another thing. I'm not talking trolling, I'm not talking fighting over Buhari, and that's not social media management. Having serious brand-focused conversation on social media is another thing. Storytelling. Brands are looking at storytelling now. So you have someone who is in a school, who is in Unilag, a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old child, youth, who also manages social media account for a Union Bank, who is an influencer. Now, I can tell you there are some kids you see on social media now, young girls that you see. If I ask them to help us do a video for a brand, they charge us between 700K and 1 million for a single video. That's the power of social media now. So, going to my last slide, skills to increase your earning power. This is basically a projection at the same time what we've detected so far in the past few years. So you have programming, you have advanced Excel skills, photography and graphic design, digital marketing, video production and animation. Video production is, okay, let me put it this way. We have video production for naming ceremonies and birthdays and all this, but that's really video production house. That's not the one I'm talking about. A lot of brands, politicians, let me build from those people I've worked with. I was a particular person I've worked with for over 1 year doing a campaign, and the video guy that was going around with us, traveling from state to state, was collecting 450,000 naira per month. Just as basic wages, just for that period, but for 12 months. But he was still working for other people outside. So he would just be with us, maybe in Anambra State, shoot a video for like 3 days, give us the video, maybe within 1 month, we'll go to maybe 4 states. Give us the video from those campaigns, earn maybe 1.5, 1.6 million. Doesn't cover flight, doesn't cover feeding, doesn't cover hotel. But within that 1 month, he's still working for other people. Animation too is another skill that a lot of people need to develop on. Data analysis. I think starting from 2016, from the Facebook news and everything, big data is one of the biggest things that a lot of brands are invested in. So, for example, brands want to know, if I want to go to Ondo State, if I want to go to, for example, Anambra, and I'm selling, let's say milk. I'm selling milk, but I want to go to Anambra to market. What kind of people should I talk to? What do I tell them? And why would you think they would buy my product? So everything is based on the demography, the psychography, the geography, that's those basic marketing terms. But the point is, brands want to know why they should do something before they do it. So you giving them that kind of data, which is why a lot of us complain about, Facebook access is, for example, you add someone on your phone today, and the next thing by this evening you get Facebook sending you a message, do you want to add so and so person as a friend on Facebook? That's part of the big data we're talking about. That's why a lot of brands invest in ads on Facebook, Google, because that's the biggest thing at this point. They don't want to waste brands don't want to waste their money, so they prefer to have the information forthright. For example, a brand that we worked with last late December up to January, still working with them. So they're into they sell condoms, basically sexual, reproductive health matters and things like that. But one of the things they do is also invest in condom, invest in brands that also produce things like that. So you want to go to the north to sell something like that, but you know radio platforms, TV platforms will not allow you to sell those kind of things. So you're focusing a lot more on direct marketing. But before I go to a market to go and tell them to buy my condom, what should I say to them? what place should I even go to in particular? Because everything you're saying, the way you and I have a conversation on social media, there are algorithms that are set in place to watch the way we talk. So those are the things that brands watch out for to know, okay, these are the things I should say if I go to a particular place, and this is the kind of place I should go to, and this is the kind of product that I can sell in a particular place. So that's the whole idea about data analysis. So I chose these 6 different skills because for the next 5, I'm praying 10 years, but for the next 5 to 6 years, these are the biggest or most important skills that anybody, any young person, if you're looking to increase your earning power, which is part of the hustling thing that we're talking about. If you're looking to increase your earning power, these are the 6 areas to focus on.
Most of this because okay, I'm trying not to talk too much because I can really relate, especially with the advanced Excel skill, because I work in a management consulting firm, and you think you know Excel, like, but you don't know. So, like, I can relate to that, and I feel like it's something that if you want to be in the business consulting, financial modeling, you have to learn that, and other skills here, they're like so apt. But the last speaker before you came, we need a balance because she spoke about also. I think I'm just asking on behalf of any other person that might have been confused. We had a talk about also, and she was like, it's about dabbing into different things. It's like jack of all trades, but you have to actually brand yourself and pick the ones you want to do. So I just want you to just like give a balance to one hustle is not enough. So I don't know if you're talking about the hustle of your work, your 9 to 5 is not enough. Or you're talking about even after your 9 to 5, one hustle is not enough. Because I know that you can focus on one of all these things outside work and then you get like a lot of money from it, right? So I think that's very important. Then sorry, I want to add something. When he was talking about earning so that you can take care of yourself and have basic necessities, the best thing you do for yourself at this point in time is to look at your life and say, all those things, can I afford them? If I cannot, then I'm playing, right? So I think that is the basis of knowing that if I can look at all these things, I cannot eat 3 healthy meals in a day, then I need to up my game, right?
Okay, so let me address the first question. In the middle of last year, the company I work with now, I've been with that company for the past 4 years. So I would do proper 9 to 5. Actually, no, sorry, 8 to 10 or 11. And then on a Saturday, I'll have a client that I have to deal with who is out of the company. So I was doing that consistently for more than 3 years. But it got to a stage, I crashed. Like mighty. Like, I messed up big time. So I was so depressed. I was not focusing on the main job that I was being paid for. But even this job that I had outside, I could not deliver as effectively as I could. So it got to a time I was able to come back. But I didn't do anything in particular. It's just that I pushed myself to realize, okay, you get responsibility. Move. But someone else said something. A friend of mine said, is it really important for us to hustle? Like, why should we really hustle? So the point is, there's a line we used to tell ourselves where, like, it's a rap line. So we say, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. So the point is this. I'm a business. So instead of working hard, work smart. You can do your proper 9 to 5. But the point is at the way we are now, the way the business environment is so crafted, it's about how much you can deliver for someone. Now, it's different from where we're dealing with the Aloja stuff, where you're going to Ghana to buy stuff, you bring it back to Nigeria, you sell, you do that back and forth. It's a different conversation. But if you're dealing with a job that has to do with mental skills, you need to be at the top of your game every time, or else the client you're dealing with will push you down and pick somebody else. So if you're, and this, the thing about mental capacity is it needs to be refreshed every time. So if you're doing everything, you have 24 hours of every day, and you don't have enough time to sleep, you don't have enough time to actually improve yourself, but you're just, okay, I need to work hard, I need to work fast, I need to do everything. So you're basically what you said, jack of all trades. Jack of all trades, like they say, is a master of none. But the point about this environment that we're working with is you need to be the best at whatever you are doing so that you can earn more than. That's the main point. It's either you want to put yourself in a box where you're earning the regular, for example, a receptionist. The new boss for FedEx now, the new CEO of FedEx, used to be this receptionist in 1984. Between 1984 and 1991, she was a receptionist for FedEx. Last week, a black woman, she became the CEO. That's the kind of thing we are looking at. So if you're so focused on, I just want to make money, without trying to develop yourself, without trying to improve your mental capability, then you're still going to be in the same box of those earning that small money. So you're taking that small palm oil money, salt money, granite money, compiling it together when you could have actually done a single thing and earned that big money. Consistently earn that big money that puts you in the same box of what we saw in Lagos and Abuja. So you can be a jack of all trades, but let it be your trade, your own trade itself. So you're not mixing everything. You are a marketer today, you are an event manager tomorrow, you are well, I shouldn't say reception, but you're just compiling a lot of things that your mind is not focused on a particular thing. You're not the best at a particular thing. So someone can just call you, I need you to help me do something, I'll give you 30,000 naira. Okay, well, let me just do it, I need the money. And then you do the same thing again and again and again and again. So the time you need to spend to develop yourself is lacking. So that big money you keep chasing is being split in bits and pieces from everybody. So that's what I'm looking at. Because that's how you earn the big money. Does anyone understand what I just said? Or do I need to explain further? Any other question? Thank you.